youth arm of the Jamaica Labour Party last week released a statement that the opposition leader should, make sure that his statutory deductions are released. The IC is to release it. But I don't know if the IC is not a player in the match. Is the IC a player in the match, or are they the referee? Because when the referee is a player, the game no fair, Every democracy, you see, rests on 3 pillars: law, institutions, and public trust. Is the Integrity Commission a referee, or are they a player in the match? It's something that we need to figure out. Are they a player in the match, or they are the referee? The Integrity Commission was created for one reason: to make sure that power cannot hide in the dark. The job of the Integrity Commission is not to protect the individuals, not to protect parties. Its job is to protect the principle that no one is above the law. But what happens when the institution meant to guard trust becomes the source of distrust? The Integrity Commission is supposed to guard trust. But what happens when it becomes the source of distrust? Last week, the Jamaica Labour Party youth arm called for Mark Golding's integrity report to be certified after some delay. Today, the commission released a summary in the Gazette. That timing forces a mirror up to the whole system. The timing of the report released. Because at the same time, the Prime Minister's statutory declarations have been under review for more than 5 years. A term of office for the government lasts for 5 years. And the Prime Minister's statutory declarations have been uncertified for more than 5 years. Even with overseas investigators brought in at a cost of $30 million. 30, no sound? No, $30 million. Justice delayed is justice denied. And justice perceived as selective is justice destroyed. Selective justice. George Davis said earlier this year that there were institutions, state institutions in Jamaica that were trying to influence the outcome of the last general election. There were institutions in Jamaica trying to influence the outcome of the last general election. Let that sink in. There's a lot happening in Jamaica. And I can tell you that it is all about trying to topple the duly elected Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Most Honorable Andrew Michael Holness. A comrade have said something to me. Him said, "Never, let me tell you something. I am a comrade, but me I go tell you this. A pure corruption in the party. That is the PNP. Him say I can't talk. I can't even open my mouth. But it is a mess. It is a mess." And he tells me that the party internally is corrupt. That it is corrupt. And if you don't support the leader, you don't have a place in the party. As a matter of fact, I am told that not all the MPs wanted to vote no on the NARA bill. Not all of them wanted to vote no. But they had to carry the party line. They had to carry the party line. And I am told that the party is about to fall apart because they don't have democracy in the party. That the People's National Party now is very undemocratic. You know, this morning I went back to listen to an interview between Mr. Perkins and Mr. Siaga. I don't know if you know this. There were 10 men in the party. 10. This is after Mr. Siaga had a 2-day retreat. And the 10 men called on Mr. Siaga to resign. I don't want to call their names, but it became the Gang of 11. Mr. Siaga had a 2-day retreat, and Mr. Siaga had used half day for the men in the people in the party to express themselves. Right after the retreat, Mr. Bruce Golding sent Mr. Siaga a memo where the 10 men in the party were calling for Mr. Siaga to resign because, according to them, he could not win the election. Abe Dabdoo, you remember him? He switched from one side to the other and switched again. Abe Dabdoo told the media that it was a sly of Mr. Bruce Golding. That it was Mr. Bruce Golding that was behind it. Now, Mr. Golding called in Mr. Siaga and told Mr. Siaga about the meeting, about the men, and asked for a meeting. And Mr. Siaga told Mr. Golding that he's not meeting with them. He's not meeting with them. And Mr. Abe Dabdoo told the media that Bruce Golding was behind that. That is public information here, not a secret, public information. You know what happened to the party after that. And I don't want to be critical of Mr. Golding. But Mr. Bruce Golding have been making some comments in media in recent times. And you know, Mr. Golding, you should be careful, you know. You should be careful. Because some would argue, Bruce, that you, former Prime Minister, and we appreciate the work that you have done, but some would argue, Mr. Golding, that you hurt the party, you know. Bruce Golding hurt the Jamaica Labour Party because the party became unviable because of how Bruce Golding handled this very matter as chairman of the party. And Mr. Golding eventually left the party and formed the National Democratic Movement and contested an election against his own party. Some people don't like them type of argument here, but it is a historical fact. I will tell you about a piece of work that I am doing, and you're gonna have to order your piece. No, seriously. Mr. Golding resigned from the Jamaica Labour Party, claiming that he had different views from Mr. Siaga. And Mr. Golding launched the National Democratic Movement, NDM. And I saw Mr. Golding on stage in a debate with Mr. Siaga and Mr. Pattison, contesting a general election in Jamaica against his own party. Against his own party. Mr. Golding, be careful, sir. Careful of what you're talking about in media in recent times. And you know, I didn't want to take it on, you know, because I respect Bruce and I love Bruce Golding. But Golding, you hurt the party. There's no question about it. As a matter of fact, some would argue that Mr. Siaga was a statesman when he reaccepted Mr. Golding in the party. And Mr. Golding came back to the party and became leader and Prime Minister of Jamaica. It is one of the greatest political story in our history. One of these evenings, I will tell you that story. One of the greatest political story in our history, that a man left a political party. You remember the Mr. Pattison, you see? Mr. Pattison, Mr. P.J. Pattison was Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister, and Minister of Finance. Mr. Pattison left the PNP in a scandal, the Shell waiver scandal, forced Mr. Pattison out of the PNP. Okay? Mr. Pattison was forced out of the party because of the Shell waiver scandal. And when Mr. Pattison was leaving, Mr. Pattison said the infamous words, "I shall return." And we never know what he meant by "I shall return." But he returned, Mr. Pattison did. A man forced out of the party under a cloud of corruption. Listen to me. A man forced out of the party under a cloud of corruption became Jamaica's longest serving prime minister, winning 3 terms, having taken over from Michael Manley. That's the man that beat Siaga. Why? Because of people like Bruce Golding. Bruce Golding. Because there's no way the Jamaica Labour Party could have won with the type of division that they were experiencing. And the protege. Many people don't even talk about Mr. Shaw, Audley Shaw. Audley Shaw, Audley Fitzalbert Shaw. That's why they used to call Mr. Shaw Siaga's water boy. Sat with Eddie Siaga. Sat with Mr. Siaga through all of it. Loyal, a more loyal person you couldn't find. I don't know if you know that Mr. Shaw ball. Cry, you know. So I hear Mr. Golding making some comments in media. And Mr. Golding, you know, I think it would be advisable for you to be careful what you say. Careful. Do not say anything that could hurt your party. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because I will tell you this, that Jamaica's transformation is happening at a pace and at a rate that is unmatched and never seen in history. And there is every Labourite must be on board. Must be on board. Because the fight is real. The fight that this government is getting is a real fight. It's a powerful fight and it's a real fight. And I don't want Mr. Golding to give the enemy any ammunition. I don't want Mr. Bruce Golding to give the enemy any ammunition. Because Mr. Golding himself kept the Jamaica Labour Party in opposition for the time it was there by his actions. And Mr. Abe Dabdoo, not me say so, Abe Dabdoo said that it was Golding that was orchestrating the removal of Siaga when that letter came to the party. I don't know if it is true. It's Mr. Dabdoo says so. And Mr. Dabdoo refused to support it. And here we are now wondering about Mr. Golding's loyalty to the Jamaica Labour Party. Enjoy your retirement, Mr. Golding. Enjoy your retirement. Leave the business of government to Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. Don't say nothing much. Okay? Go on lecture up at the university. Help young people. Help. My listeners are the best, you know. I don't even want to. I don't even want. Oh goodness gracious! I don't even want to get into. Let the Prime Minister focus on transforming the country. Don't distract nothing, man. Step back. Well, let me get back to the. Yes, let me get back to what I'm talking to you about. Yeah. So the comrade told me that the party is about to fall apart. And the reason why I went back to the Golden, well, Gabdu said that it was Golden that was orchestrating the removal of the leader of the party, Mr. Siaga. Well, I understand that something similar is shaping up in the PNP, that there is a group in the party that have come to the realization that Mark Golding can't win, that Mark Golding cannot win the election. And as a result of that, Mark Golding should resign at the conference coming up, that Mark Golding should resign. But my understanding is that Mr. Golding is resisting it and suggesting that he has the temperament and he has the backing, he has the resources to go for one more chance, one more shot at it. But the polls are showing that Andrew Holness have a clear advantage against Golding. But it deepens because there are other people in the party that desire to be leaders too. But Golding is ahead of them. When you match up Holness against the rest of them, Holness is beating them by double digit. Holness has beaten Crawford by double digit. Holness is beating Paulwell double digit. Holness is beating Bunting double digit. And Holness is beating Golding, not by such a wide margin, but substantial, to the point where it has divided the party. And there is a group in the party that is suggesting that they need to now step forward and do one of what what the Labour Party did by coming together to get Mr. Golding removed from the leadership of the People's National Party. Now, I agree that Mr. Golding ought to step down. Mr. Mark Golding should remove himself from the leadership of the People's National Party. Mr. Mark Golding is selfish, and he should do the honorable thing and remove himself. Not because Mr. Golding, anyone else in the party is going to fare any better against Mr. Holness, but I think Mr. Golding is a very poor leader of the opposition. And as a matter of fact, I was having some conversations on the weekend with some folks, and they were telling me that if Mr. Holness was a different leader, there would have been problem in Jamaica. But Mr. Holness is a very calm man, and because Mr. Holness is calm demeanor, he has prevented a lot of chaos in Jamaica. But Mr. Golding is a chaotic man, and he should do the honorable thing and depart the leadership of the People's National Party. I will support not vote. I'm not talking about vote for, because I'm not looking over there yet. But I'm not supporting Golding. Golding is a man that should depart the political scene now. And Jamaica would do far better with a different leader of the opposition. This leader of opposition, Mark Jefferson Golding, is bad for Jamaica. Pick up when the lady down Bay Pen said he must pick up his bag and go down at the airport. Well, I don't know if he wants to do that, but he should thoroughly be. I am supporting the group in the PNP that are considering getting rid of Mr. Golding. Get rid of Mr. Golding. Mr. Golding is not good for the PNP. He's not good for the party. He's not good for Jamaica. Get rid of him. at the conference. Don't come out of conference with Golding as leader. PNP, don't do it. If you don't love Jamaica, if you don't want Jamaica to go forward, get rid of Mr. Golding. Mr. Golding is bad. Bad for Jamaica. He's a bad. He's a bad opposition leader. And let me show you this. There have been opposition leaders, that have become prime ministers. Mr. Golding will not be prime minister. So that's settled. Give with somebody else. Give with somebody else. Not that they will fare any better, but we need an opposition leader in Jamaica. Mark G is bad. And I'm putting it forward to you this evening that we need civility and leadership. And so we need to change. Why do you want to mash up the PNP? Me, I don't want to mash up the PNP caller. I don't want to mash it up. It's a mash up inside already. But the people there are afraid. They are afraid to even speak their mind because of the control that I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to tell you a secret. You know Mr. Samuda. Mr. Samuda, Carl Samuda. This is so funny. You know that Mr. Carl Samuda said, well, it is alleged that Mr. Samuda said that when Mr. Siaga, if Mr. Siaga invited a cabinet minister to his office, they had to go to the bathroom. He said, Mr. Siaga, if Mr. Siaga invited a cabinet minister to his office, the cabinet minister had to visit the bathroom a couple of times. you understand? You understand why? Well, figure that out. Anyway, so Jamaica's democracy requires and recognizes the opposition leader for a reason. The role is not just to oppose. Golding is a dictator. The party has lost. They are voiceless in there. They're voiceless. My understanding is that the other day when Mr. Golding walked out of the parliament, that he was vexed that they never walked out behind him. I don't know. The people them vexed. He was vexed, and they can't say a word in the party because of Golding, Golding money. They control the people, poor little people. They are like, just trucking behind him. But I understand that some people in the party are getting balls. So the comrade tell me, I don't know how true it is. That's what a comrade sat me down and told me that it's happening. And I can't call no name because, you can't reveal your sources. But that's what I understand. So the role of an opposition is not just to oppose. It is to scrutinize, propose alternatives, and hold government accountable without breaking the nation in the process. What Golding is doing is breaking the nation. Jamaica is tense. Did you know that the darkness that came on the island on Friday night, that there is a view that it is political? Did you know that? Did you know that there is a view that it is sabotage? I'll have more on that. As a matter of fact, I am going to break down Mr. Paul Will's statement and show you something. Do you realize how long Mr. Paul Will took to put out a statement? And when it came out, go and read it. Fascinating stuff happening in Jamaica. Is the Jamaica Public Service Company friendly with the PNP? Is the Jamaica Public Service Company friendly with the People's National Party? Are they friends? And how can, let me ask you a question. How can our power service provider be friendly with the opposition political party in Jamaica? You don't find that concerning? You don't find that concerning? That the energy supplier of Jamaica are friends. And my understanding is that they may have assisted to fund the election campaign of the People's National Party. Is that true? Is it true that the JPS provided significant resources to the PNP for their election campaign? My God. Anyway, historically, opposition leaders like Edward Siaga, Andrew Holness, and even P.J. Patterson, Peter Phillips, Omar Davies, Portia Simpson, Michael Manley, they understood the balance. They were combative when needed, but they were also statesmen. When the government of the People's National Party, held a vote in the parliament against cutting resources for the fire services, Portia Simpson Miller abstained from the vote. Portia stood up with the firemen, a cabinet minister, Portia Simpson, and did not vote with her party. Previous opposition leaders, their fights were over policy, not personalities. They criticized ideas, not character. That distinction is what kept Jamaica from the political bloodshed of the 70s and 80s. Leadership that knows how to turn down the temperature. Leadership that knows how to say to your supporters, stop now, turn it down, come off of that. Leadership that can say to your people in parliament, be quiet, and they listen. Leadership that knows how to correct people when they step out of line. If we don't do that, and if we don't have that in Jamaica, we risk returning to the sad days of political violence, and we don't want that to happen. And right now, what is happening online is very concerning. It is very, very concerning. And not a word from the leader of the opposition, not a word from Mark Olin, not a single word. Why? Because it benefits him politically. Because all he can see and all he has set his eyes on is not the development and helping Jamaica. It is on going into Jamaica House. Why? Obstruction over alternatives. That's the golden model. The current opposition leader has shifted from policy scrutiny to personal attack. The focus is unrelenting on the Prime Minister as a person, not on the government's program as policy. That is a different kind of. I wonder if I can find this tape of Mr. Golding. Maybe I can't, so just leave that alone. But obstruction is not the same as accountability. Obstruction is not the same as accountability. Accountability asks, how can this policy be better? Obstruction asks, how can we stop everything until we win? And that is what I don't like about this abode. When Parliament becomes a theatre for personal vilification instead of national problem solving, the country plays or pays the price. Investors pause, citizens disengage, tension rising. We have to bring down the tension in the country. The civility of Peter Phillips, the civility of previous opposition leader is absent. And I'm saying to us that if we don't tone it down, then we could begin to have days in Jamaica that we will regret. And that is a failure. Failure on the part of the leader of the opposition. It's time for Mr. Golding to relinquish that position and give it to someone else. Jamaica cannot afford to return to the 70s and the 80s tension. And that is what I see coming for Jamaica. Quietly being pushed. It's almost like they want to mash up the country and rule over the ashes. And I'm telling you, if Mr. Holness was not such a peacemaker, I would have a problem in Jamaica. Because don't believe that the Labour Party is weak, you know. Don't ever believe that. Don't ever believe that the Labour Party is weak. The Labour Party is being an example because it has a leader who is a statesman, someone who is interested and vested in the development of his country and wants to do nothing to disrupt the peace. You know, see the man coming with the Ministry of National Security. He wants Jamaica to be a peaceful place. Jamaica cannot afford to return to the 70s and the 80s tension. We spent the 80s and the 90s trying to bury the era when political differences meant political war. The war has taken a different place. It is now online. People call me, threatening me. People sending me all type of nasty messages. Let us tone this down. Don't think that a response cannot come from the other side. Don't stir up the what is dead. Make it stay buried. We don't want any type of political war in the country. We must war on ideas. That's where the war need to be. Debates. Fierce debate. That's what politics is about. Politics about ideas. Show us your policy. Tell us what you can do differently. Leave the personalities before out of it, man. And I call on Mr. Golding and I call on the weak jellyback leaders in the PNP to call on your supporters to come off the personalities, man. Can we discuss the issues? Can we discuss what is happening in our country? But I place it at the feet of the leader of the opposition because he can stop it. He can give an instruction. That was the bargain Jamaicans made. We disagreed at the ballot box. Not on the streets, not online. Andrew Holness' leadership style has been deliberately calm through this period precisely because he knows what happens when temperature rises. Calm leadership is not weakness. It is stewardship. It prevents sparks from becoming fire And let me tell you this. There is a spark. There is a spark in Jamaica blazing online. And it must be stopped. If we don't stop it, things are going to go on down here. Because some of we now going to take no lick. And we now going to take the threat. You don't agree with us? Go and disagree. No matter with the violence. No matter with the threats. No matter getting out with personal life. Every man can live who he want to live. He sleep with who he want to sleep with. That's not your business. I don't business with people's bedroom, who they want to lie down with, who they don't want to lie. I don't business with that. I business with mine, and I know I know who I have in mind. You can have who you want to have in yours as much as you want. Parties renew themselves by replacing leaders whose style no longer fits the national movement. And my argument is that the style of the present leader does not fit the national movement. Jamaica is a movement now. It's a national movement. And we need a different type of leader. A statesman. You don't have to agree on the policy, but you suggest your alternatives. Tell your supporters, stop it. Can't do that. And the PNP has produced statesmen before. They have produced statesmen before. The country needs that again. Jamaica's challenges are economic, not theatrical. Debt management, youth, unemployment, energy cost, and crime reduction. And all of these require an opposition that brings ideas to the table, not just noise to the microphone. A new opposition leader can reset the tone. One who debates policy without dehumanizing their opponents. One who remembers that after every election day, we still have to live on the same land. That is the Siaga Holness Phillips model. That is what served Jamaica well. And if it is the will of the people to give Mr. Holness a fourth term, let the people's will be done. And if it is the will of the people to give him a fifth term, let the people's will be done. That's democracy. Because you had your chance. You had your chance. When the people were voting PNP, what happened? 4 straight terms you got. So what if you get 4 terms back? That's democracy. You never interfere with people's will and desire. And if you feel that the government is not doing well, tell the people. Show us. Tell us you can do better. But don't try to get into power by default, by tearing down people. Jamaica does not need an opposition that specializes in insults. We need an opposition that specializes in ideas. Civility is not surrender. You don't surrender by being civil. That's not a surrendering of your duty.
Asking everyone to tap the screen, share the live, repost the live, and keep the comment section active, please.
At a time when Jamaica is pressing forward, doing well, lifting itself up, what do you have? A man who is tearing us down? We can't accept that. We need civility. Civility is not surrender, it's a strategy. When political tension returns, poor people suffer first. You look at Mr. Golding's statutory declarations today, whether they are right or wrong, he's a wealthy man. How many Jamaicans take home $30 million a year in salary? Most Jamaicans is under $2 million. Mr. Golden, you're hurting the poor. Your modus operandi hurts the poor. Because when Jamaica suffers, who you think suffer first? The poor people. Mark Golding's personal attack style is bad for Jamaica because it replaces solutions with slogan and policy with provocation. The PNP will do better for itself and for the country with leadership that returns us to statesmanship. Golding is not a statesman. And that is how we protect the peace we built over the last 10 years, the last decade. I'm gonna use the next couple of days and show you how the PNP have hurt Jamaica. Every 40-year-old, every 30-year-old, every 50-year-old, your life could have been better. But the PNP in their time of government hurt Jamaica, and Jamaica has not recovered. And when I see them blaming Andrew Holness, some of them want anyway, you know what they want? A drink. They want a drink. Andrew Holness cannot be blamed for the ills of the society here. Nothing that is happening bad in Jamaica can be blamed on Andrew Holness. Nothing. Let me tell you that every pothole that you see on the street, a PNP to blame. And Chops Media is correct. Chops Media is correct. The Jamaica Labour Party need to strengthen the narrative. Because I'm going to show you that every problem in Jamaica today, not yesterday, can be laid squarely at the feet of the People's National Party. Every one of them. Every pothole is not Labour Party. It's PNP. Every hospital, every clinic. Because you don't understand when 40,000 business fail, what that does to a country. And some of you coming up here with a hypocrite self. I can't talk about Labour Party. You think a country that falls to its knees was on the menu can be rescued in 10 years? A joke, yeah, joke. You think we can build a country in 10 years? A country that was destroyed with a debt to GDP of 140%? You think that can happen? The Jamaica Labour Party need to tell that a story of where we are coming from, a story of what was inherited. Jamaicans need to understand. Jamaica needs to know. Under education, malnutrition. A man came on this program last night and was telling us he dropped out of school at 11. 11 years old. He dropped out of school. Start paying rent when he was 14 years old. 14. The entrepreneurial spirit of Jamaica broken. As a matter of fact, I did research that told me that many people end up in Bellevue. You know how many divorce happened? You know how many fathers left their woman? You know how many children could not pay school fee and move on to the university? The Jamaica today, the Jamaica we are living in today would have been a lot better if it wasn't for the failure of the past government. Don't come here and tell me about what should be done. Because governments are continuation. It's like a relay, it's a baton, you pass it on. And for the last 10 years, rather than building Jamaica, Holness has had to be doing a dual listen to me, a dual role, not only building, but repairing. And no come here talking about he must do more. Do more what? Is Jesus Christ? Many countries, when governments change, governments continue. Here, we had to build. Why do you think JDX came in? 2 times we had to go to investors and tell them we can't pay them. We have to call in the debt, take off the interest rate. They call it a haircut, so that Jamaica could survive. And the Jamaica Labour Party allowed the PNP to be talking about Cornwall Regional Hospital. Is the Jamaica Labour Party responsible for the rundown of the hospital? You think is the Jamaica Labour Party responsible for the bad roads in Jamaica and the dilapidated clinics? I saw Mr. Trump in a parliament allowing Miss Julika's Jess to be disrespecting him, talking about justice. Justice? PNP have the unmitigated audacity to be talking about justice. You ever hear about Agana Barrett? You ever hear about Michael Gale? You ever hear about the Brayton 7? You ever hear about the Tivoli Gardens incursion? There were people downtown Kingston. Dogs were chewing on their bodies. Is that justice? Michael Gale was... And Miss Jess, you know anything about justice? You know anything about courthouse? Huh? Do you know anything about... You ever hear about Kral? Huh? 7 boys. The police said they surrounded the house, called out on the men for the men to come out. And 7 boys. How you think Jamaica for Justice came about? Miss Jess, you talk about justice? Come on. Foolishness. And this is why I don't understand this party. Sometimes. I don't understand this party. Because they can't talk to me about nothing. Because whether it is justice, the most injustice in Jamaica happened under the People's National Party. There were people in Western Kingston on the ground with dogs. Dogs chewing on their bodies. The state. You ever hear about Green Bay? You ever hear about Green Bay? And Miss Jess is in there carrying placards in the parliament. Public relations about justice in Jamaica. Health. Scandal bag they were using in hospitals. Roads. Jamaica should have been pothole free from 2003 and now pothole there. This government has found $40 billion to put into a Sparks program. We're not tell the people the truth, man. Why now wait for to engage Jamaicans and make them understand that they have been lied to? Because if you have a patient and the patient sick, you carry the patient to a hospital. You have to stabilize the patient first. You have to stabilize the patient first before you perform the operation. And what Mr. Holness had to do was to stabilize Jamaica. Jamaica was sick to death. This was a sick country that Mr. Holness got in 2016. And by God, look at where we are today. The man is doing 2 jobs at the same time. It's like when you have a boat in the sea and it is taking in water and you still have to push forward. You have to patch it while rowing it forward. It's not easy. It's not easy. And it is not easy, and we are nowhere there yet. And I am going to show you, my listeners, that the people living in Jamaica today are suffering. They are suffering. because of what previous government did. Not this one. Not this government. Don't blame this government for nothing. Nothing that is happening in Jamaica can be blamed on Andrew Holness and his government. Nothing at all. Lay it down at the feet of the PNP. They are the cause of it. That 18.5 years of mismanagement has affected Jamaica. And I'm not going to leave it long enough. Under education, every youth in Jamaica, I have statistics can show you that CXC passes fell. I see Mr. Damian Crawford taking the government to court. A piece of I don't even know what to call that. Under the People's National Party, CXC passes fell. Malnutrition went up. The what you call the informal economy, the hustling mentality, right? You think it's easy? You think it's easy to fix the social fabric of a society? Destroyed. The spirit of entrepreneurship destroyed. People committed suicide. Check with Bellevue. Many people lost their minds. Divorce rates went up. Children dropped out of school. Not to mention migration and the brain drain. Nurses and doctors left the country, fleeing away for a better life. And just as we are bringing things back together, you have an opposition coming with obstruction. Let me tell you something. The Jamaica Labour Party will have to get it together, you know. We have to get it together. I know it's not easy, but we have to get it together. Jamaica does not need an opposition that specializes in insults. Don't need that at all. I have a little bit more to go, 7:45. Jamaica's democracy is built on more than elections. It's built on civility. The opposition leader's job is to hold government accountable, not to attack the Prime Minister as a person every day. That is the difference between Edward Seaga, Andrew Holness, PJ Patterson, Peter Phillips, and the style we see now. It's unique. Mark Golding has led the most personal obstructionist opposition in our recent history. And the comrade told me that they don't like it. They don't like his style, they don't like his approach, but they can't say nothing. Because if they say nothing, no money now running at the party. You know, Mr. Seaga in 1993 said the Jamaica Labour Party only raised $4 million. $4 million at the time. And part of why they were not happy with him is that they didn't feel that the party could earn enough money to stay in opposition and fund itself. That's the golden hole on the party. And I tell you this, it is colonialism at its finest, you know. The PNP has been colonized, and they don't like it. The most personal obstructionist opposition leader we have had. The focus is on insult. Andrew. Not ideas, on tearing down, not building up. That kind of politics does not create jobs. Doesn't lower prices. It doesn't reduce crime. It only raises tension. We spent the 80s and the 90s moving away from political war. We decided as a nation that this agreement would happen in Parliament, not in the streets. You remember the gas riot? Andrew Holness has kept that peace by leading with calm, with virtue. That calm is what stands between debate and disorder right now. I am telling you, disorder can break out in Jamaica, you know. Jamaica cannot afford to return to the tension of the past. We need an opposition that brings policy, not provocation. The PNP has produced statesmen before. It can do it again. Replace Mr. Golding, comrades. Replace him. at your national conference in November. Replace the man. Give the party a break. Give them a breathe, man. Give Jamaica a breathe. Let Jamaica breathe. Run with. Get rid of Mark Golding. Mark Golding can't win no election in Jamaica. He can't go nowhere. He not go nowhere. He might hold back the party. Come out and talk, man, because you don't want to talk long time. Mr. Crawford. Come up on this platform and launch your campaign. Oh my goodness, because I hear that they have muzzled you so much that you, as a Rasta man, Rasta don't take them a bangarang, man. Rasta don't mix up in a bangarang. Mark Golding's style is terrible, man. It would be respectful for the PNP to come out of their conference with a new leader. Civility is not weakness. It is how we protect the peace and focus on real problems. But I tell you something before I bring in Scratchy. Because leadership is tested in moments of choice. Leadership is tested in moments of choice. And every opposition leader set the tone. But a healthy party produces members who can say, I disagree. I disagree. And when the country needs it, Siaga's JLP even under partisan had internal voices. I told you before, they broke rank on principle. That showed voters the party had depth beyond the person. Right now we see the opposite. When Mark Golding voted no on Nara, the entire caucus voted no. Although there were members of the party that did not support the no vote, they had to vote no. No. When he walked out of parliament, the entire caucus followed. Give me a second there. Coming to your Scratchy. Maybe I should stop. My time is gone. My time is almost gone. Give me a second there. The problem here, you see, is that there's no one to replace Mr. Golding because they are all jellyback and weak. They're all jellyback and weak. Right now, we see the opposite. When Mark Golding voted no on Nara, the entire caucus voted no. Not one senior voice said this is wrong for Jamaica. That is not unity, that's conformity. A party that cannot produce one dissenting voice is not a party. The Jamaica Labour Party is in power now. You know where they're coming from? Dissent, struggle. You want to tell me that everybody in the party just line up behind Mr. Golding, so? It shows a crisis in judgment. A crisis across the leadership bench of the party. If no one inside can check bad strategy, then no one outside should be trusted them with power. You can't trust anybody with power if they can't check bad policy. Voters don't just elect a leader. They elect a team. If the whole team follows personal attack policy without question, then the problem is institutional, not individual. And that is a problem I want to put to you. Is the PNP's problem institutional rather than personal? Is it a problem of the entire party? Or is it a problem with Mark Golding? Well, the comrade tell me no. The comrade say there are voices in the party that are in opposition to it, but they can't talk because no money will come into the party. So is the party bought out? Jamaica needs an opposition with a spine, not an echo. Whenever MP votes no and walk out on command, that is not statesmanship. That's a party with a leadership crisis. and a party in leadership crisis cannot lead a nation out of crisis. The PNP themselves are in crisis. How can they lead Jamaica out of crisis? Labour rights, you know what I'm talking about, because there was a time when the Jamaica Labour Party could not win because it was in crisis. Crisis of leadership, gang of this, gang of that, Golden leaving to form the National Democratic Movement. How could that party win? Andrew Holness came, settled the party down, formed leadership. His leadership was even challenged. But now they are united. The PNP is in crisis. How can they lead Jamaica? Voters should ask, if this team cannot break from one man's style, how will they break from bad policy later when they are in government? Statesmanship means thinking for yourself. Jamaicans should reward parties that show independent minds, because independent minds protect the country from groupthink and political war. Let me go to Scratch. Good evening to you, Scratchy.
Good evening, neighbor. Good evening, Caroline, and the rest of you.
How is your Sunday going, man?
Wonderful, neighbor. It's a blessed Sunday, man.
Yeah. How is Canada?
Nice weather today, neighbor. We have nice weather today. Warm and sunny, and I just come from a walk in the park as well. And a nice weather today.
Did you walk alone?
Yeah. See you, neighbor. You're not trying to draw me out.
It's either yes or no.
No, I didn't walk alone. I didn't walk alone.
A man of your caliber don't walk alone, you know, Scratchy. Don't walk alone.
It's very difficult, neighbor.
Very difficult to walk. But how you doing, those Scratchy? Some very interesting things on our agenda today, Scratchy. The fact of the matter, though, Scratch, is that I'm here talking about just the tension online, and the fact that Jamaica, if we are not careful, could find ourselves at a place, Scratchy, where the politics become adversarial, and we don't want to return there. And I'm really calling on the PNP to look at what is happening, especially online with their supporters, and tell them to just tone it down. You don't agree with me?
Long time, neighbor. I've been calling for that long time, neighbor. For the leadership, neighbor, the People's National Party to rein in their supporters, neighbor, in terms of their combativeness, neighbor, in terms of the high tension that they're creating, neighbor. 6 or 7 months after the general election, as I said before, neighbor, we should never be in a situation like this, neighbor. We're 6 or 7 months after a general election. We're still in this combative mode, neighbor. We're still in this campaigning mode. As I have said before, that the PNP, led by Mark Gold, neighbor, they robbed me, neighbor, of my opportunity to fully celebrate this unprecedented third term, neighbor. Third term is something, neighbor, that the Jamaica Labour Party has never managed to capture before in our political history. And we did that, neighbor. And I feel robbed to a certain level because I wasn't given the opportunity, neighbor, to reminisce, neighbor, the real way, neighbor. Look back at where we're coming from, neighbor, see where we're at now, neighbor, and fully say, yes, this is the victory that we wanted. And some from a real celebration, neighbor, we have to just jump up for the night, neighbor, and put on back our green shirt, neighbor, and come right over back on the battlefield again to campaign. When it should never be like that, neighbor, we should have our celebration, because this is not something normal. We should have a celebration, neighbor. As I have said, neighbor, Mark Golding is responsible, neighbor, for the high tension in our political landscape in the country, neighbor. And if it wasn't, I can also tell you, neighbor, if it wasn't for Michael and Joanne's, neighbor.
Yes.
And the leadership style.
The calmness, because I made the point earlier that labor rights are not weak.
Labor rights are not weak, neighbor. But labor rights, neighbor, we say, neighbor, we're a party, neighbor, we will believe in our leader. We don't respect our leader. And whatever mood or whatever narrative our leader is pushing, neighbor, at the time, that is how we hold our foot and move with the leader, neighbor. And if it wasn't for Andrew Honest, neighbor, or if Andrew Honest was trying to be combative or trying to be attacking towards the PNP and their style, neighbor, the turmoil would have been way more hotter than how it is, neighbor. Because it takes two to Congo, it takes two to quarrel, neighbor. So Andrew Honest, neighbor, has managed, neighbor, to control the labor rights, neighbor. Let labor rights understand that we are the winners, we are not losers. We are focused, we are the government. We are focused on what is in the best interest of Jamaica and Jamaicans, and not what's in the best interest that suit our political vision or our political organization, neighbor. And we can see the neighbor that Andrew Jones is the one neighbor who's holding Jamaica from certain level of high political tension, and even lead back to a certain level of violence that was in the opposition push neighbor. Mark Golding is playing to a political playbook where you don't realize neighbor that Jamaica has passed this level of political style. This is a playbook neighbor that Mark Golding draw back for. I don't know what reason or why he chose to draw back for this playbook neighbor, but it is definitely not playing in the best interest of the People's National Party. They have been in opposition for 3 terms, never before. We have never seen the PNP now in opposition for 3 terms. So this goes to show neighbor they're not learning, because I wasn't expecting this type of combativeness on the PNP neighbor. What I was expecting neighbor was losing a local government election in 2024, losing a general election in 2025 neighbor. What I was expecting from the People's National Party neighbor was for them to allow the Jamaica Labour Party the first 6-7 months to a year neighbor to really try and find themselves or see where they might go wrong. But at the same time, we know the length of the political lifestyle, 5 years, do some form of reminiscing, do some form of postmortem, do some form of assessment, see where you went wrong, look at the leadership style, look at what Antonis is doing, and say that, okay, it is working in the best interest of Antonis. Maybe it is best if we mirror this type of leadership that we see coming from Jamaica to send a better message to Jamaicans. Maybe our constant opposition or opposing to things that serve the best interest of Jamaica. Maybe we can agree, but agree to a certain extent. Even though we agree, I can say, yes, I agree with this, but I am here to make sure that I hold you guys accountable. I am here to make sure that there's no mishaps and they don't fund this thing to spend what you're supposed to spend. So that's the type of opposition that Jamaica want, but it is clear that because of our attacking and how political the PNPs, neighbor, they don't take the time out to see where they went wrong, neighbor, and try to learn from Jamaican wokeness and the leadership style. Because I tell you before, neighbor, and I'm going to tell you again, Jones, neighbor, change the political landscape in Jamaica, neighbor. It change how you campaign, it change how you behave on political platform, it changed all of that, neighbor. And it also change the governance structure as well. So Jones, neighbor, is responsible for changing the governance structure of Jamaica, and is responsible for changing the political structure of Jamaica, neighbor. Because if Jones was combative, and Jones was to run out in an attacking mood, everything with the PNP, so neighbor, it would have been a different kettle of fish, neighbor. And Jamaican Jones understand that he's the Prime Minister, neighbor. He must show some form of confidence in cannot look like 6 months ago, he just been an election. They don't need to be panicking. They don't need to jump off everything the PNP say. Jamaica is in good hands, neighbor. And as long as Jamaican Jones, neighbor, is leading the ship, neighbor, is steering the ship, neighbor, Jamaica will definitely see much better to come.
Yeah. I'm hearing, Scratchy, that there is disquiet in the party because of Golding's style, that many people there are saying this is not the approach to take, but that they are afraid to put forward their views because Golding is a dictator, that is quite autocratic, and he's backed by large sums, and that if the people make a move, they fear that things could blow up in the party. Do you think that, and you know a little bit of what happened in the Jamaica Labour Party, especially in the 90s, do you think that that is an argument where many in the party may not be agreeing with this approach, but are just afraid to come out and say it?
Yes, neighbor, what both co-leaders of the People's National Party has done, neighbor, is, neighbor, they have used, neighbor, their financial strength, neighbor, to strong with the People's National Party. If you look at the slate of members in terms of candidates of the last general election, you should even look at the 28 members now, neighbor. Take out the two co-leaders, neighbor, and look at a majority of them, neighbor. This might be the first time in their life, neighbor, they're in a job that pays this amount of salary, neighbor. I don't know them personally, I'm just saying. But if you look at even the financial strength, neighbor, if you look at the family background and where a lot of these persons are coming from, neighbor, they don't hold the financial means, neighbor, nor the financial capacity to try to challenge a Mark Golding, neighbor, or try to come up against a Peter Bunting, neighbor. You know, in the last campaign where they were running against themselves, when Peter Bunting was going up against Peter Phillips, neighbor, Peter Bunting made a speech, neighbor, where he said that if it wasn't for his checkbook, the light of a headquarters would have locked off a long time.
Yes.
So it goes to show you, neighbor, that Mark Golding and Peter Bunting, neighbor, they have used their financial strength as leverage, neighbor, among the People's National Party, neighbor. Again, it's an organization, neighbor, where their delegates, neighbor, they delegate rely and stay resources whenever the People's National Party is in power, neighbor. Their delegates never feed heavily of state resources whenever the People's National Party is in power. Their delegates never feed heavily of the social programs of Jamaica neighbor whenever the People's National Party is in power. So what Mark Golding neighbor and Peter Bounty has managed to do neighbor, even though they are still not, they are not in power neighbor, they still neighbor can touch a lot of these delegates neighbor with some browning up here and some browns up here every now and then neighbor, because they have the financial strength. And you know, political organization, but once you control the delegates neighbor, you're in good standing. Because Mark Golding lost a local government election, Mark Golding lost a general election neighbor. There is no way Mark Golding can be running around the country and behaving like he said to the People's National Party. It's okay, give me an extra chance. I run a race, but I come second. So I want to tell Mark Golding that they cannot come second in a two-man race. You come last. The People's National Party lost the election. Stop running around Jamaica and fooling the comrades, talking about gaining 14 more seats and talking about 400,000 Jamaicans voting for you and stuff like that. As if you got a silver medal because you came second. You come last, Mark Golding. And Mark Golding don't understand that neighbor. And him and Peter Bounty neighbor, they use the People's National Party, they use their financial strength to hold the people, the PNP as hostage neighbor, and that is what they are using as leverage. Leadership races to come up now neighbor, and the main thing that every PNP is talking about is we have to keep Mark, because if we not Mark, we can't get the funding.
Yes.
We can't get the deal. We can't get the that. The person never can pull.
But Scratchy, hold on. The same thing was said about Mr. Siagan. I heard Mr. Siaga saying the same thing in 1993, that the people were saying that they kept him, no money was going to come into the party. But it proved not to be true. Scratchy. It is the viability of an opposition that draws funding to the party.
Neighbor, it is the viability, it is the policy, and it is the program of our opposition neighbor that draws funding to the party neighbor. And we have seen neighbor in 2016 election neighbor, when the Jamaica Labour Party was in opposition, going to that 2016 election neighbor. We were in opposition, there's no way we could have more resources than the government and deliver to the People's National Party. But from a political standpoint neighbor, the party did very well neighbor in garnering funding neighbor to put up a very good challenge to the governing party, which the PNP was after the neighbor. And that was the result neighbor of how Andrew Wallace portrayed himself neighbor as an opposition leader neighbor, or we in the master class, or we carried himself as an opposition leader, you know, and the policies neighbor, when you talk about the increase in the threshold at the time and stuff like that, 1.5, all of those things neighbor are plans that a lot of corporate Jamaicans bought into neighbor and decided to fund this opposition party, because they believe that whatever policies Andrew Wallace in opposition was coming in that time neighbor was in the best interest neighbor of not only their own personal interest and their organization that they were representing at the time, but Jamaica as a whole. And we see now come 2026 neighbor, from 2016, we're reaping the benefits of those policies neighbor as a result of the economy growing to a certain level, and the economy is stagnant now neighbor. We know why the economy is stagnant. It is not as a result of any man-made mishaps neighbor. It is not as a result of any poor policies. It is not a result of natural disaster that we have no control over.
Yes.
Set back our economy by over 50%. So it is safe to say, neighbor, that when you're in opposition, neighbor, it is all about your policies that you come with, and it is how you launch your campaign. It is the policies, the program that you promise, neighbor, and it's how you carry yourself also as an opposition leader, neighbor. So that persons can see you as an alternative leader. So, okay, this is an alternative leader. We see Jamaica alone is going forward as a prime minister. The last election, neighbor, a lot of Jamaicans neighbor couldn't see that in March if it's Golding neighbor. You could have turned him sideways, you could have turned him that way, you could have turned him upside down. You could never see an alternative leader and that or alternative prime minister. No way, shape or form neighbor Mark Golding fit whatever criteria prime minister should have. In no way, shape or form. Whether it's in how he carry himself, he don't carry himself neighbor in a way to be a prime minister neighbor. Whether it's his policies or in programs, don't fit being a prime minister neighbor. So Mark Golding lost the role of being a prime minister neighbor based off his own personal image and his own personal persona. That alone defeated him as to become the prime minister of Jamaica, because Jamaicans didn't believe in him, Jamaicans couldn't relate to him, Jamaicans couldn't identify with him. And as I have said this before, none of us, or majority of us neighbor, you yourself, me, all of us on the platform, we can't find a father who we can say look like Mark Golding. I can identify your uncle who I say look like Mark Golding. I can't even identify a cousin who I say look like Mark Golding. And I know neighbor that 95% or more Jamaicans can't either. So there's an identity issue neighbor there with someone who wants to become our leader. Whether you want to, whether it's in his image neighbor, or whether it's based on his financial standing. I never say I never curse him because he grew up in a wealth. I never curse him because he grew up in a financial stable home. I can't curse him for that because none of us have control over how we were born or how we grew up neighbor. But based on your financial strength and how you grew up, you have a country like Jamaica neighbor, where majority of us neighbor sucks all to wooden spoon. We are not supposed to use our hand and turn fashion. And a lot of us neighbor grew up somewhere neighbor where we are right now. We are so pleased, even though we are still nowhere. But compared to where we are coming from, we are pleased. Sorry, yeah, Jamaicans still couldn't identify with you on that level neighbor. There is no way, shape, or form of my golden life that we can identify with neighbor. None. We have never had a maid. We have never had our parents neighbor holding certain high level position and gaining certain level of salary and stuff like that. Jamaicans couldn't identify with the neighbor. And that is why Jamaicans on September 3rd, 2025, did not go out and put a vote in the name of Prime Minister. Because we can't identify with him. It's total nothing like us, neighbor. Nothing like us, Mark Golden. Nothing like us, neighbor. And Jamaicans cannot vote for leaders like that. Cannot. If you look at how Mark Golden become even leader of the PNP, neighbor, it's questionable. Every other leader of the PNP, PJ Curtis Michael Manley and him stands, PJ Curtis and him stands as leader, neighbor. Even Peter Phillips, most of Simpson and stands as leader. Even Peter Phillips, Mark Golden didn't have no interest in becoming the leader of the PNP, my neighbor. Mark Golden knew that he's not a leader, you know. Look at Mark Golden's personal life, neighbor, and doing business. There's no business, neighbor, that Mark Golden become successful out of his businesses, neighbor. None of those businesses, neighbor, Mark Golden is having a major error. Yes, it might come in from a financial strength point, neighbor. But if you look at how those businesses manage to gain them success, neighbor, Mark Golden don't have no direct leadership role in these things, neighbor. Or single-handedly say, okay, it's him doing this, neighbor. He has always been co-leaders, neighbor. It's always been him, himself, and 2 or 3 other minions around him, or other persons around him, neighbor, who help to advance him and advance his wealth, neighbor. Same thing right now in the PNP. He cannot lead the PNP by himself. He must have a co-leader. He must have a co-leader beside him, neighbor. Mark Golden is not a leader, neighbor. Mark Golden became the leader of the People's National Party, neighbor. Because the PNP had no one at the time to become leader because Peter Phillips decided to step down because he lost the election. Peter Bounty already put up a challenge and lost, neighbor. So it would make sense for him to try to push up himself again. So without no one else, neighbor, at default, Mark Golden was propelled to let Lisa challenge him. But because of financial strength that they might have, neighbor, and ties to the strong men, and because of victimization saying that Lisa is coming from a Labourite tribe, which is a Labourite, they didn't push up Lisa and the neighbor, and they went behind Mark Jefferson Golden to become the leader of the party. By default, neighbor, Mark Golden is not the leader because he wanted to be a leader. And Mark Golden is not the leader because the PNP wanted Mark Golden and cried for Mark Golden, neighbor. Mark Golden is just a weak jellyback man, neighbor, who is not even, when we have a leader, we are one that misread a Jamaican, or if he's not. And he's messing up our country, neighbor. It's the biggest hindrance to our growth and development. It's the biggest setback to everything, neighbor. Him challenges all, him challenge state of emergencies, him challenge needs, they challenge every single thing, neighbor, that has to do with the upwardness of Jamaica and the benefit of Jamaica. Everything them challenge. And just like the true PNP, neighbor, Mark Golden, neighbor, and the PNP don't want nothing. They don't want to see this country strive. They don't want to see this country advance. They will do everything in their power, neighbor, for Jamaica to set back. Because they don't want Andrew Michael Owens' name, neighbor, to be edge in the history books, neighbor. Because I can tell you, every single thing that Andrew Owens is doing right now, neighbor, it is erasing everything. So they like to talk about Michael Manley. After when time Andrew Owens done, neighbor, you will never hear about another Michael Manley again. Michael Manley, whatever praises PNP or FEMA, everything, claims him build house and him build this. My Andrew Owens' neighbor is not even slowly, it's rapidly and fastly removing Michael Manley from the history books. And all the PNP leader from the history books, neighbor. And that is what they are so scared of. That is what they are so petrified of, neighbor. Because Andrew Michael Owens is the best thing Jamaica has seen, neighbor, since sliced bread.
Okay, fantastic. Hold on there for me, Scratchy. Infomedia, you're on. Infomedia.
Good night, hello neighbor, good night to you and your viewers and your listeners across the length and breadth of Jamaica, and especially the diaspora.
Yes.
Good night to your panel. Good night. Hello neighbor, I hear you're trying to roll back the curtain of history where Jamaica is coming from.
Well, yes, I'm gonna try and do that some more this week.
And I think a lot of us, myself who is an 80 born, remember when I used to go to school, the rich and the most powerful could have the opportunity to take CXC or pay for CXC in the 90s when CXC was like gold bar. You have to have money to pay for it.
Yes.
To get that opportunity.
Oh yes, as a matter of fact, sir. When I did CXC, you see, I could do more subjects, you know. It's just that my parents couldn't afford to pay for more.
Well, you know, when I look at
no, it's true, you know, sir. I could do more subjects, but they just couldn't. There's a
CXC in my time was one in every 30 people in our family could take CXC.
Yeah.
And when you look at where we're coming from, in 2002, youngsters were graduating from school who cannot read. In 1999, it's the same thing. In 2004, it's the same thing. The other young persons were turning out, graduating, cannot read. Jamaica did have one of the most, don't use the word, don't set that young people leaving.
Yeah, that the statistics show that the decline was there. Yeah.
You know, when we turn the corner where CXC is concerned,
yes.
When the same rural read
yes.
and flight read through part program make CXC mandatory to the common man children in this country,
and that
who have the opportunity.
And that's the point. That's the point I'm making, Infomedia, that all the ills of Jamaica can be laid at the feet of the PNP. It's just true.
But I'm getting there.
Yes.
I just spoke about where Jamaica is coming from in terms of the image and the economy and the crime. Let me tell you something, hello neighbor. We are coming from when nobody in the diaspora wanted to say 876. 876 was like a dopey. Nobody want to see 876. When we hear a code during 2014, 2011 go down, 876 was not an era code when nobody wants it. The national fabric was gone on the international scene.
Yes.
Nobody want to hear from us. Jamaica was the most indebted country, the most corrupt country.
Murderous
country in the world.
Oh God.
Nobody wants to hear from Jamaica. Nobody wants to have nothing to do with us during those times. Our fortunes transformed in 2016 with Andrew Wellness of the Elma things.
Yes.
When we won that February election and
by one seat.
And I can tell you something. If God never in a politics, I know an election night God have a plan for Jamaica. And he said the plan for Jamaica is to get Andrew Wallace to lead his people like Moses. But let me tell you something, hello neighbor. A lot of persons don't remember this. When the police, men and women in the past, were going into the street, there are certain corners and certain lanes they can't go. They have to talk to Dan. If they can't come up there.
What you saying to me?
It's not something that we're hiding.
Policemen have to talk to Dons.
Dan, before they can go up in a lane, the superintendent have to hold private meeting before they can go up in a lane.
What you say?
I'm not secret that gone are the days when police hold man with gun pan car and they go talk to the superintendent sell them back 150,000. Nobody have any confidence in the police force. Nobody wants their children or their son and their daughter to join the police force of the past. You know, let us go roll back the curtain. It's history of so much young men and women wants to join the JDF and the police force. Andrew Holness make it accessible for the young people. Andrew Holness wash off the police force and make the police force have character and credibility.
My God. What you saying to me?
The police force in the past was the scarring of this country. They treat police like dogs in the street. They were killing policemen and women like dogs. When police got out, they send their friend to kill them. Police never have a local standard in Jamaica and the PNP. Never under the hand. It was only one set of policemen and women did have standard, and the one who have 6 or 8 bodyguard them like Adams. The regular policemen and no one were left to the mercy of the world.
Boy, what you said to me, Infomedia.
Listen, you know, as you said, the Labour Party need to package where they are coming from.
Yes, the narrative is largely untold. There is a story. Why don't you help them, sir?
And I tell you something, hello neighbor. When I was going to school, it's only the principal could have drive. or if that teacher come from a wealthy family and go into the classroom. Because remember, only the privilege usual don't teach, I know. You remember that, hello neighbor?
Yeah, but you better know that,
Only the privilege usual don't teach and principal. But unbornness, the genius, make it accessible for poor man picnic can go teach in a classroom. Some of us don't want to hear that. PNP does not want to hear that. Because that's why you have the JTA is so corrupt. And they pass around the president to people who affiliate themselves to the PNP and call themselves senior teachers. Until we get rid of that corruption within JTA, our children will live a better life in the classroom.
Yes.
Because the JTA is still not fulfilling their mandate where our children can leave school and read. Some of them, because of the leadership of Andrew Holness, they try to emulate the leadership of the JLP and to become somebody. None of them even ask them, when you ask a small one going to primary school, we want an Andrew Holness one prime minister, because the prime minister leads from the front and the young people see him as a role model to emulate the work that he's doing. The People's National Party is a jealous cult movement who see nothing but power and power at all cost. They will walk on anything. They will do anything just to say they have the prime minister, and the prime minister comes from 89 Old Oak Road. The vested interest of the PNP is to get power, but they don't know what power is. Because power is not for a group of people, power is for the people.
Yes.
And that is what the prime minister is doing. The prime minister is putting back power into the people's hand. Whether you want to, the prime minister is liberating this country. You think before you vote.
Yes.
You don't run there in the street and mark because you're liberate, you mark because you love Jamaica. And I said it to you on your political and your platform the other night that the best political slogan since I have followed politics is choose Jamaica. It has never been better. When we say choose Jamaica. A full time now this country get the full attention from its people. Gone are the days when we use state money to build friendship. Vin Lawrence.
You remember him?
You understand? Clark, the former Minister of National Security, he have a nerve to contact more rotten teeth. Remember, because him give the soldier the immunity to kill Clark when Clark was murdered in his house. We are coming from a dark days. And these people of this country, they have a problem remembering things. We're coming from a dark days. Nobody wants to see and hear from us in the Caribbean. You remember Shanik married the cavity thing in Barbados?
You better, yes. Portionique, so.
Nobody wants us in the Caribbean. Nobody wants Jamaica to even at the airport. Once you open a book and say Jamaica, yeah, shit. Nobody wants to talk to you.
You're what?
But now we are a world-class brand. Gucci no better than we. Tommy Hilfiger no better than we. Everybody wants a piece of this piece of rock because of this prime minister and his leadership. And I'm telling my party who is in power, be careful.
Yes.
Former Prime Minister Golden said, look here, don't squander your opportunity.
Yes.
I hear some people trying to strike Farmer Golden to come out and say what he said.
Well, I think he should be careful.
He's the brainchild behind Indicom and the Integrity Commission.
That
man has served this party with a stellar performance. Despite of what he's saying, he means Jamaica well. Some of us need to understand. If we don't understand, we ask questions. If we can't read well, we make persons outline it to us. We must not make our political emotion get the better of us.
Yes.
And that is what some of us doing.
You don't think he's mischievous, huh? You don't think Golden is causing some mischief?
Everybody know Mr. Golden. He speak his mind.
Oh.
And sometimes some people say chat too much, but I am not going to say that I'm not privileged to say that I respect my party leader and former prime minister. I am not going to say chat too much.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
You understand? But let me say this clear. We have a country to protect.
Uh-huh.
We have a constitution to protect.
Yes.
We have people still in this country, the most vulnerable people need help.
Yes, sir.
I am telling my prime minister, you're going nowhere until we are fully the jewel of this Caribbean. We are on our way. But I tell you, the PNP has lost its way. They need leadership and they need vision.
They do.
Need alternative.
Absolutely correct with that.
They need an alternative route.
Yes, sir.
And
you don't think that they should replace Golden now? So you don't think Golden is part of the problem, man?
I think Mr. Golden sit power. I think that man. I don't know what to say about the PNP. I think they're not reading the political room well. I think they're not reading the political room well, Leloneb, and that's the problem that you're having. They need to read the political room well. I think everything is in front of them, and they are way behind in the past. I think they are living in a political mind of the 80s and the 70s, and Jamaica move away from that. We're not going back there. And hello, neighbor. I share the views of your opening statement. I listen attentively to every word that you spoke earlier on.
Okay.
And that is what give me the energy not to go anywhere else. I love my country. I can go US if I want.
Okay.
But I am not interested. And if I even will send me to go US more than 2 weeks, because I think there's no precious place on earth apart from heaven is Jamaica. There's no precious place on earth apart from heaven and Jamaica.
Yes.
And I think I am in heaven because I get so emotional sometimes when I see how people talk about my country, because I know where I'm coming from.
Yes.
Our national fabric was the scarn of the world, hello neighbor.
I agree with you.
Of this country, don't remember where we're coming from. We are in serious quagmire problem. We are in serious quagmire.
Yes.
We must remember where we're coming from. That Jamaica was the worst.
But then it requires some narrative framing though for media, because people don't just remember. Part of the party's responsibility is to keep that narrative alive and in front of the people.
Let me tell you this, neighbor. I think the Prime Minister don't want to get complacent where politics is concerned. And I know he's very much a political physician. Maybe a political physician. And I think that he said, I'm not going to draw into the politics. We just won the election. So we're focusing from nation building. We may take on the politics year and a half from now, but let us focus on rebuild of Jamaica where Melissa is concerned. Let us put all our ducks in a row where the country can get back on its feet fully, hello neighbor. And hello neighbor, I don't wrong the Prime Minister. Don't focus on what they have been saying. Don't focus, because guess what, hello neighbor? You remember this speech by Bobby Pickersgill, the articulate minority?
Yes, I remember.
Well, I'm telling you, this same speech is going to hurt them, because the articulate minority is the majority now in Jamaica. The articulate minority is the majority now in Jamaica, Bobby Pickersgill. And you're not going to shut your eye until you realize that the articulated minority is the majority in Jamaica today, because of undualness. Let the articulate minority those are the ones who choose who form government, and the articulate minority is live and well in Jamaica. There are certain things you must make a political speech if you come aunt you. And this is what aunt in the PNP, they have an hand foot mouth disease, and it continues to spread across the People's National Party. And I'm telling you this, hello neighbor, until some of us start to love our country like we love our children, then we're going to have a better Jamaica. I saw a video with a young lady talking to her son, and they have a very good relationship as a mother and son. And majority of our problem is parenting, hello neighbor. Majority of our problem is parenting. Our society is decaying because of parenting. It's not government problem, it's a parental problem, it's a household problem where the society is decaying in terms of the focus of the people and what they want. You ever go to some corner when you look at the 8 and 10 man walk off together and there one man in the middle? Some of us, they don't understand their followers, and that's why the problem that they're having. They don't sit and say, look, there's a lot of opportunity in this country. I'm going to take advantage of it. Me now follow back on no man, me now robot. You can smoke all you want. But remember, you must focus on what lives have to offer now. You must focus on life, what to offer now. The government cannot take you out of your bathroom, take you to your bathroom and bathe you and put on clothes for you. Your parents must make preparation. And some of these women and some of these fathers in this country, they are the problem in Jamaica right now. They are equal to the crime that is happening. Some of these parents are equal to the crime. Some of the young people are just making a difference on TikTok and talking and getting recognition with their teachers. A teacher, some of the teachers are still in the classroom who recognize family values. Some of the young teachers go in there and have a good role model on these youngsters in the school. And I say to my Prime Minister and the Minister of Education, go out and look at these young teachers. See how best we can help them, push them on to masters and PhD because they mean well. Let them get what the government and the finance ministers to offer in this country. We cannot allow these young teachers to perish. Push them in principal position. Push them in senior teacher position because they mean Jamaica well. I spoke to a young teacher. She said she's not going anywhere. She loves her country. And if the government cannot, he said the government can't pay me no info. I love my country. You understand? He said the government can't pay we. I love the country. And I say to Prime Minister, see if you can put more opportunity for the young teachers in the classroom, that they stay in this country. We have a jewel to protect, and the jewel is Jamaica. We have our next children to protect, and our children is Jamaica. You know, hello neighbor, I go on the street every day. I was in Lindsay this afternoon at a function, and I was at a funeral at a 35-year-old girl. He died from high blood pressure. And the teacher was speaking glory of her children and the affection that she have for her children and the participation of her in her children's life. And the school pledged, her children went to Edith Bennett High School, and the school pledged to go all the way with the children and ensure that they live a better life. And the speaker and some of the teachers were there. We need society like that. We need society like that, neighbor. It's not about Andrew Wellness anymore. It's about us. Andrew Wellness is only the man who is leading the ship and providing the necessary help that this country needs. We're going to have people who have a different narrative, but let us help Andrew Wellness carry out to that promised land.
Absolutely.
We cannot turn back now, hello neighbor. He's there.
I absolutely agree with you.
We have to ensure that the Prime Minister is still there because he means well. He means well, hello neighbor. He means well. And I'm telling the persons that are watching and listening online, let us love our country. Let us put on the green and the orange and love Jamaica, because we love Jamaica, we can't love political party. Let us love our country. Let us give Andrew what he deserves, the love that he deserves. He's not a perfect leader, but he understands us. He's not a perfect leader. None of us is saying Andrew Wellness is perfect, but he's better than the rest before. Far more better than the rest.
Yeah.
Far more superior than the rest.
Thank you, sir.
Just big up yourself. Hello, neighbor.
Big up yourself too. Jump over to TV, man, as quickly as we can. 8:30 in Jamaica. Wow, time flies fast when we're having fun. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, TV. Good evening, neighbor.
Yes.
Man, listening, man. I'm listening and I hear everything, man. Good evening, man. I'm like, you're passionate about outlining it, man. I'm here to your voice, man. Passionate about that, man.
My voice.
Yeah, man. Passionate, man. I'm here to your voice. Neighbor. What Mark Golden doing, you know? No. It's just something you just have to take a push overboard now, you know. You just have to put you over the edge. Because when they're on board, you know. I don't know PMP using the people of this country.
Yes.
They've been using the people of this country, And sometimes I sit down in a neighbor. I wonder how police really. Do you remember one time when they used to say when police vote for PMP win?
Well, yes, is that so?
Yeah, you remember time gone by they used to say when police vote PMP win.
Oh.
And when you sit down and look into the reality now in a neighbor, PMP use police, kill them off.
No, I don't know about that. No, I don't know about kill off.
I mean,
No.
kill them off.
Uh-huh.
I mean, kill them off. I should just send them to the end. Then they want buy ammunition and give them. They don't even want buy. They don't buy nothing give them.
Well.
So there's an operation they pick up on. They can find a jeep. Then they have a good machine to go with. But then, and when we look and say PMP, no. Police, no. Turnout. You know, them good uniform, good clothes. When there's police in a clothes, and some clothes, you want to shred out on them. I know you see police in them good uniform now.
you prefer this uniform than the other one?
It's a uniform, no A-class material, man. You know, see Prime Minister endorse it, and I show you what one people, but the police and tell them.
Yeah, my understanding is that if, no matter how the day hot, the uniform them cool.
They're cool. My class, man, put the people in them a nice trend. It's a good. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
You have to remember, we have ladies in our police force, you know.
Yes.
And we have to take in
Our
consideration.
listeners, please keep tapping to keep the live active, please.
Yeah. And you have to remember, ladies in the police force, and well, ladies have them problems. They have to know lady problem. And when you have a uniform like this, anything can go on. It doesn't show for quick on you. Only part thing, this uniform protect. It don't show dirt, it don't show things. It just protect you. It protect your cold. It protect you everywhere. The uniform is just nice. And
I tell you the truth. I was fascinated to hear that. Although the time is hot, the policemen were cool. The fabric, the fabric is nice.
It's an A-class fabric. And then
A-class fabric. Oh boy, I tell you.
You remember police? Never in the days gone by, police couldn't even get paid.
Yeah.
Bad man, you have to go get money from to pay police. Police couldn't get paid for my time.
What were you saying to me?
A bad man used to have to ask young in a country to pay police.
I didn't know that. Oh, you sure about that, sir?
Yeah, man.
No, man, I don't know about that, man.
That I will have to pay. I think the between that I will have that one of them to pay police, man.
How were you saying?
They couldn't pay police for that time, man.
Didn't know that at all.
Look, they did that, man. I must go look them and get the right name for you. Police then couldn't pay police for that time.
Well, I know that one time the private sector was asked to help with public sector wages, but I didn't know that.
With wages,
Uh-huh.
pay police.
Yeah.
I know when you look on life, neighbor, when we here Mountain High School, a privileged Pitney got in the school there.
Yes.
Privileged Pitney. Me looking at St. Mary,
You don't think TV man, that as I've been saying earlier, that there has to be a narrative formation to tell the people of Jamaica where we're coming from. You don't think it is important that we have that discussion?
The Prime Minister or the Minister, whoever in charge for these things, need to make a drive. Start to make a drive on these things. To establish to people what and how. Like every week, you push out the information. We need to start push out information more often from the government side.
Yes.
From the government side. More information need to start push out. The narrative what these people push. I want to tell something about people use people, you know. I watch a video today. And then gone in conference, I think the election gone. And can you imagine Natalie Headley come out and I tell the people me want 10 million over here.
Hold on. Natalie Nita said they want 10 million at the at the conference.
3 million come with the money. They collect money that can't bring, but they can't bring that collect money.
Yes.
And when you're done, I first position in history coming on rough, no party of our conference.
What you say to me? Down at the arena, sir. Hold on. Down at the arena.
When you got church, you call it African time.
Oh, it's tied.
African time they have there. African time in a conference. I collect money from people and tell them the
Hold on. At the national, hold on, sir. At the national arena, the PNP were down there collecting money.
Play the video for me. Send the video. Caroline. You know my video, man. I keep playing for me, man.
Oh.
Let the people here, man. Tell you one video, man.
Collecting money at the national arena, sir.
Yeah, but you hear me say, just play that video. The Caroline of the video. Let's just send it to you. Play it now for you. Play that video every year, man.
Why didn't you know that, sir? What you saying to me? I don't know.
Send that video. The Caroline, tell them what the video told me about. for me now.
Oh,
Pay them.
yeah, hold on. She'll send it to me. Go ahead. So how much they collect?
Neighbor,
Uh-huh.
they're selling no one less than $10,000.
10 million.
10 million, I mean, from the people them.
Oh.
From one side, and 3, neighbor, to put you demand the money from the people them. And they're not telling people they're not collecting money from them.
Uh-huh.
Then now, this is the reason why we collect the money, or we have this objective why we collect the money, you know.
So what? So now, where that money go to?
That's what I'm saying. Where the money, what is going to, then can't tell the people where that go to. Then just come out for the people and say, and stick up in the national stadium and just say, free time.
They stick them up, sir.
Just stick up in the national stadium. Come on, man. If they didn't know, so they might go. Maybe somebody will go, you know. If they know, so it's so good. Someone will go there. Somebody will shy away from the world, probably. And then I'm also just stick up.
You mean if the people knew that they were going to stick them up like that for money, they would go.
I love them wouldn't go. No, but if you're looking at crowd, when they said that, I love them on the edge for the door. And all of us is like basket and go through it. Never. These people are wicked.
You mean some people start to leave the arena?
They never get no and they look back, you know, your part, they don't have it.
Oh God.
You know, when there's a party, they might look sit for a minister, they might look for their lunch, and they could drink, and they look gas money and all of these things. So you don't get man want 2,000 in gas money. All right, what you know? The same time the minister who work here, then go from which area what? You give them 3,000 to buy gas, and 4,000 to buy some gas.
Yes.
And then when you go, you tell you want 10 minutes, you want 5 minutes, you want 10,000 from them.
Yes. What a wickedness! What a wickedness that is, sir. What you say? You saw some of the people that start to leave. They start to walk out.
If they're not shuffle up, they're not shuffle up. I would have never believed we could see this in our history.
Yes. Oh God. What I said, I didn't know about it at all. I'm shocked. How could they do that? Yes?
Stick up the people in the national stadium.
Oh my goodness.
And I tell them what they want.
Uh-huh. So did they get the money?
Well, I don't know what you're getting now.
Uh-huh.
They are watching me. You have me job after I set you when we see me about a laugh out I set you. Come here so people can really know your left foot go say you have support the party and you don't enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And then stick you up in a stadium
Uh-huh.
and tell you what they want.
Oh boy. Uh-huh. That's desperation, sir.
Get the video?
I have
The
it.
video?
Yes, sir, I saw it.
Create them here, man.
No,
Create them
no,
here,
I
man.
would have to queue it up in the system. So I'm produced for today already, so I have to queue it up. Oh.
Never.
Uh-huh.
Never tell something. These people are cruel to poor people.
They are cruel, sir.
Cruel to poor people, man. How can you say you like poor? And you like the people because they are poor, right? And you look out for them because they're poor. And you have so much poor keep getting worse and worse around you every day. And they are getting wealthier and wealthier.
Uh-huh.
You don't see the difference with these people. These people are dangerous. And then, what I don't understand with these people, they look for some vulnerable people. They look for some people follow them as some very vulnerable people. And they don't know anything. You can't put no conversation with them. So, if you're a leader, and you said, this is the country you want to rule over, you must make statements to your country.
Your voice gone down a little there, though.
No, I'm saying if you're a ruler,
You're back now.
you
Uh-huh.
must make statementship position for the country that you're ruling over the country you want to rule. You need to all these follower bloggers who keep doing these nastiness. He support them.
Yes.
If the police doing the work, he come out and look against the police. He support Jeff, J, the whole of them to go against the police. To go against the police officers of this country and put their life on their life to keep it safe. I'm not saying I have bad and too bad one, you know. I'm not saying I one and too bad one in the neighbor. You will find bad one in everything, you know. And things are perfect, you know. But how can you?
But hold on. I'm watching the the tape here. That is Miss Nita Headley, sir. Balling out for money. But it is true. Some of the people some of the people are leaving. Hold on.
Oh gosh.
Some of the people are leaving.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
You need 10. And you want 2.5 million over here, so. 2 million over here, so. When a man left to come to buy MP, our minister, Mr. Mount, you want 2,000, 3,000.
Oh gosh.
I want money for selling pictures. What do you want the rest of the game? What do you expect him? I'm going to do.
Oh gosh.
Him have a
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
These are the same person who buying the same bullet to kill them. You understand? You buy your one bullet to shoot a man to shoot you. Who can a man to get that to do that to oneself? And the people that can send the people nice pay them honey. Then the woman that come to with it like a pain pan. Give a feel so rap people push in there. Give me. You want 2 million over here, some want 3 million over here. So how can you do that to the people them? But come to go enjoy themselves. And then they might not Vegas, so instead not Vegas. The other food for the couple and then get 3.5 million, you know.
Louis, LA Louis.
Saying get 3.5 million for what? Do you hear about that?
Yeah.
News?
No.
No, what are them? Do you hear the PMP publish that? Or put that out, say, they call it on your estate of how much they raise. Do you hear them say, Mr. Man, give them 3.5 million?
No.
And the man come out and give them 3.5 million. So what you do with them the money? Then look on Julika just now. Look on Julika, not Julika. Julika just said the whole man. Garbage hungry. Then you go see this whole man come in your office and come look for your whatever you meet there. You know which position you meet there. And you have country 20 fund in your pocket. The country, you must get the money from the government like anybody. You must, you can't spend that for everything. You must have some country 20 fund. If I would gear out your pocket as an MP.
Yes.
And you're going to say the woman gone bed hungry. And you have the narrative you come on national TV. Going to say the woman gone yard and gone bed hungry. You see this one are wicked. You see the people are wicked. They come like the tell us that this is from the you know. Everybody will check what the place it's a disease. It's a disease, neighbor. It can't be terrible, son. Why them can only hear from the people them and see the people them will want things and need things and the people them will like bomb on their hand and the people and you don't help them? Hey? Are you not helping people? So what the money will you get? Come to the donation. Come to the government money when you have constituency fund. Come to the account where they have up, where they call name. What you call them account, eh? When you tell them I collect money, what name?
I don't know.
Some account where one of them have up, man, put up, say, them I collect money.
Oh.
People put donate tonight. One to them account.
Well, I saw Bongo on TV.
Yes.
I saw him getting there's some people come from foreign to build him a house there. You saw him?
Yes.
Did you saw him, sir?
No, I didn't. No, I don't see it. I don't see the video yet.
Yes, I saw the member of parliament with Bongo. He's a Rasta man.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Building my house.
Yes,
You
sir.
see our life money? And she, what did it? Same man, I got in bed hungry. I hold this for the man, just like how this one, Angelica, the next one come back. What's your name? Come back and say, this whole woman come to check her. I'm hungry, I'm going to bed hungry. And you know, even give the woman, carry the woman on his phone and you go pack up one grocery bag, give the woman to go eat. This is not terrible. Never. Let me tell you something, you know, these Jamaican people, my fees are some simple people that deal with, you know, neighbor. And some simple people that deal with, you know. So you say your hand on the party, you know, neighbor. It come up and curse, come up by you, know. Yes. It couldn't be nobody under them. Everybody have to say same thing. The only man who escape it one year are the same Andre Harden. I'm going to come on contact because he had different views and he couldn't stay underneath with them. Under the umbrella with them. And he come out and talk. Look at the dinar bill. If one man say nah pass, one man say nah pass, all of them say nah pass. At the same time, those are the same people say they want help for them people. I just tell you run 10 miles. The Prime Minister trying to make you only run 1 mile and get the LT people them. And you say you're not running 9 miles. You are running 100. More running 1 just because it's going to look like a Prime Minister. I'm make it quick. Shoot up, I'm kind of done on the JLP government. I not done on the fear government. Me tell you, so these people feel like I'm run the country. These people are imposter. Then terrible. And when people get up and vote for them, I want them wear the narrative to ask themselves the question. How can I want all the years we want country? We want somebody to rule the country and make the country right. And now we get somebody who doing just a fantastic job with the country. And you know why?
What type of job is he doing? What type of job?
Man did a fantastic job.
And what type of job?
Fantastic.
Hold on, sir. I'm not hearing you so well.
You're not hearing me.
Not hearing so well. Say that again.
The man doing a fantastic job with the country.
Oh, fantastic job.
Yes.
Yes.
Look
Yes.
how the man, look when I look at the people about them go passionate on them face for the tri-bridge.
Yes. Yes.
The tri-bridge before the Prime Minister ban, you know. And him billionaire tear down, you know. And him went telling grandfather to build a bridge down, then tear down, you know. And the man make it look like a man friend. The people got tear down the bridge and then grandfather the build and they build good.
Yes.
And still, you know, the people them appreciate the bridge so much because them kept putting narrative in the people them head to them to cost the Prime Minister. And them are cost the problem in the country. Because the Prime Minister can talk to the people and say, who don't want no gun? Let the crime go down. Low certain things. A lot of people heal by that, you know. Just the words the Prime Minister come out with and a lot of people hear him and heal by that. If the opposition and come out and say the same thing, collaborate with the Prime Minister and say the same thing, we like cut that long time in we don't have zero.
Yes.
I feel them narrative have a run up and down to make the mischief. Feel them narrative of the people that run up and down to make the mischief.
Yes.
Every time that they know one crime put on because them friend of security company and they want to drive fear in people and people and keep more security. They don't want the people that benefit under this government, yeah, because it don't look too good. Then people might get benefit. But neighbor, we can't see it. People are investing more. People buying more car. People are buying more house. So what can you learn in our country? If you live in our country and house running a shortage to people, that's because people are buying them up. That's because people are buying them up, neighbor. Land, people are buying them up. People are doing them things. And a place to live when nobody no want piece of land. A man just have a piece of land for 100,000 because no want it and nobody not buy from him. When a man has a land now, the price gone up because it's in demand. You know if you say country now go good. How can a man have a company, the same opposition of the company proving in a real estate, and wait a bloom and a blossom, the millions they might make. And when you don't just still turn and cost the government, say you're not say people must suffer in their country, and you not tell them of invest, and you not show them the invest, and your people on your side. Something is wrong. Look how much money the man have, and the man anything come out. All the charity them program when daddy left, lapse, shut down. But the one in England shut down.
Yeah. Hold on, TV man. Hold on there for me, please. Don't move. Okay, listeners, just want to remind you that we have the Caribbean Current the Caribbean Current is on Facebook. You can go there and read the Caribbean Current. Want to remind you that we are on Monday to Fridays on TikTok and YouTube. Want to remind you to subscribe to YouTube and watch the videos. And please, when you see the ads come up on YouTube, don't skip them, okay? Don't skip them, because when you do skip them, we don't get any benefits from those advertisements. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please send us a gift as much as you can. As a matter of fact, it's good time to tell you that the Politics Plus network, it's on Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on Sundays 6 p.m. to 9 o'clock. So we don't have a lot of time left, and we want you to understand that we do accept your contributions, and if you are able to do so, the Zelle account is 954-635-8732. That's 954-635-8732. If you are on YouTube, the information is going across your screen just now. If you are on TikTok, 954-635-8732. The program is on Mondays to Fridays, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on Sundays, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. YouTubers, stay tuned. We're going to be having some special announcements for you. And of course, we hope that you will join us at the interval times that we're about to announce over there on YouTube. So again, TikTok, 954-635-8732. Please go to the Zelle account and register your appreciation for the program and for the work that we do right here on the Politics Plus network, the Hello Neighbor Show. Go to the merchandise shop and see if you see anything there that you like. In doing so, you will be adding your support to the program also. All right, TV man, wrap up for me. TV man.
You hear me?
Yeah, man.
You hear me now?
Wrap for me, please.
Remember, there was some charity program that from his father, between England, some for England and some for Jamaica. And all of them in Jamaica, they have to call me, no tax to pay upon them, not to pay upon them.
Uh-huh.
But all the one in England, okay.
Uh-huh.
This man no care. And then I make the narrative no matter what the people are doing in the country against the Prime Minister and go against their own country. Because watch out, the blood in him, you know. The kind of blood in him, we come from a DNA kind of family where me and you we agree with something as black people and we do certain things as black people. They from their DNA, them have certain kind of beliefs in you, like how they would want to do certain things. It's just like that. And the man still have the slavery blood because the slavery blood is to separate the slave them from them a little bit. And the man still have separate we. Trying to separate we for war against one another. And not the style the man come with.
Oh, who is that? Who is that? Oh Lord. He have slavery blood in him, sir.
Long time, man, you see man try to separate me. You know, man try to separate me. You see man and think man do, man, they just feel like they're supposed in power. Look at the party. I jacked the party for $10 million.
Wait, hold on. What you say to me?
I jacked the party for $10 million when we run off with Lisana. I jacked the party for $10 million. Up till now, the delegate do not get paid.
Where you get this from?
Well, all right, neighbor. It is here a long time we talk about this, you know. And a long time it is here. We have a neighbor. Information out the neighbor. Then I said, get out of the bag of walk crowd that shows they have 10 million money in the bag of walk crowd in the election. When election they are going with them.
What you say?
But we have Mr. Campbell have one bag on him back a walk road. A $10 million promise to delegate them. Then promise the delegate, then send them out, give them. And it not turn over to the delegate them up till now. $10 million. I jack the party.
This is serious.
If them did win, the party would have been Rise United. If not PMP. Then if you notice the color of the banner, you know, see the PMP banner, you notice a change, you notice your original PMP color change. Is Rise United, they have the party a lead to forgive it the name Rise United. So all who you see them kick out of the party and push out of the party and show way, them there's the same PMP like Karen and them the people and the foot where they used to support the party strong, you to say straight PMP. Them now say Rise the party there. Rise them up. So everybody over there is a riser.
Hold on there for me. Hold on there for me, TV man. I have a call online. Good night, caller.
Good night, neighbor, and good night to all the listeners, you know.
Yes.
What I want to add and say is, first of all, let me say your dissertation or your presentation on Edward Siaga the other night was top shelf, you know.
Okay. Okay.
It was it is something that, you know, should be out there for more people to digest and to learn, you know.
Yes.
But this is what I'd like to add to the conversation regarding communications.
Yes. By the way, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Jamaica.
Oh, you're in Jamaica. Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm in Jamaica. I'm a regular listener to your show.
Okay, so hold on. You don't have a TikTok account?
I don't. No.
You don't. Okay. He's calling on the line. You hear? So bear with him. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So what I'd like to add to the conversation this evening, it relates to concerns around, you know, the communication of the JLP.
Yes.
And I am of the view that, you know, communication is always needed, but we have to be a bit careful about going down that particular rabbit hole of responding to every propaganda, to every rumor, to every lies being spread on social media.
Yes.
The politics of any government now have to be very careful with responding to these things, because what it does, if I come out to respond to a blatant lie, it gives that lie flame to get more traction, right? No, Andrew has been very strategic, very strategic in how he has been dealing with the miscommunication of the PNP, and we have to give him credit, right? So, for instance, how can you debunk some of that rubbish that I hear going on out there now about the U.S. naval vessel that came to Jamaica, right? What can a government say to debunk some of the nonsense that I have been hearing, right? So we have to take into consideration that we just came out of election last year, right? And the maxim still stands true that action speaks louder than words. It is the action and the works of the Andrew Holness-led administration that have given him victory 3 consecutive times.
Yes.
Right? The communication arm is important, but more so than anything else, the Jamaican people are beginning to vote on works, the results, not a bag of mouth. Right? The PNP is good at propaganda. And if we start running down everything that they put out there, the government might end up losing focus.
Yes.
So we have to be careful. So that's one point. Another point is this now.
But hold on. It does not discount, sir, the fact that the government need to be very, very strategic in its response but it can't allow lies and misinformation to permeate the society too much, you know. Because if you repeat certain things too much, then people begin to believe it.
Yes, but my take on it is this. Hello, neighbor. There are those with that particular mindset that it doesn't matter what you come and say, they will still believe the lie. So your effort to correct it would have been in futility.
No, well, you know, sir. The gospel is about persuasion. So when you go to church and you are going to preach, you are preaching to unbelievers. They are not believers of the gospel, you know. Your job is to persuade them that they do not believe the truth and change their minds. And many people have been converted. Communication is also about persuasion, to shift them, to show them the truth.
Yes, but the truth is not only heard, it is more applicable when it is seen. Infomedia mentioned Moses earlier, right? And the children of Israel. You know, even though Moses led the children of Israel out of bondage, out of Egypt, right? And while they were in the wilderness, right, seeing all the miracles that were being done in front of their eyes, right, it still was a difficult thing to convince them through the word that the one God is real. It had it not been for the actions, the parting of the Red Sea, the manna coming down from sky, the water coming out of the rock, nothing Moses could have said to those Israelites would have convinced them that it wasn't a mistake leaving Egypt. So the actions of our leaders are more important than the words. Not saying that the words aren't important, because remember, you know, words without deeds amounts to nothing. So I'm not eliminating the importance of communication.
But I will tell you this, sir. The fact that you touched the Moses thing, the fact of the matter, though, you know, my brother, is that enslavement is not only a physical thing, you know. It is also psychological. And part of what people have to understand is that people's mind sometimes is where the greatest struggle is, you know. Greatest struggle.
Let me ask you a question.
Is a
Let me ask you a question,
Uh-huh.
neighbor. Let me ask you a question. Those PNP, those comrades who have converted and are now supporting the Jamaica Labour Party, you think it was words that caused them to come over to our side?
I have a different take, you know, sir, because I think some of them are opportunists.
Well, that might be true, but there are some that I know that would have been brought up in a PNP house, a comrade house, and would have been sold on that party. But because of what they're seeing in front of their eyes, not what they're hearing from their parents past, but literally what they're seeing has really convinced them that the Jamaica Labour Party is the best party for their lives.
I'm gonna tell you something, sir. The danger of the party, the PNP today, is that very thing you just mentioned, you know. A new Jamaica is emerging. The Jamaica that is being seen cannot be denied, you know.
Exactly, and that's my point.
When you build hospitals, sir, and roads and fix police station and drive crime down and raise people's wages, that is not something that you can propagandize, you know. That's a lived reality.
So that's exactly my point, neighbor. What is going to convince the Jamaican population that that the Andrew Holness-led administration is the right choice and that what the PNP are putting out.
You show them by your performance. Sir.
But it cannot be any other way. So that's what I'm saying. Regarding the communication, we just came out of an election last year. Why should the government put energy and effort into debunking the ridiculousness that is out there to convince a people that they should support prosperity? Because I am saying, because you would have spoken to, you cannot change those die-hearted comrade. You cannot convince them nothing that this party, that this government has done well for our country.
Yeah,
so,
and you feel that they are in the minority. They are in the minority.
Who are in the minority?
The ones unconvinced.
The ones that are unconvinced are getting in the minority. As the generations that are coming up now and are seeing with their eyes, rhetoric is good, but it is not meaningful to them as much as what they're seeing in front of their eyes. Right? The fact that they can get a job, right? The fact that, the public transportation system provided by the government is useful for them, right? The fact that they have more money in their pockets to spend, right? And there are more business opportunities for them to engage in, right? That is what is going to convince them. So, as I'm saying, we should not, communication is important in any relationship, right? But what I'm hearing some of the supporters of the JP saying, that the government should come out more and communicate to it's not going to work. It is not going to work because the persons who are convinced that the JP are not good for the country, there's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can even do to convince them. So we must stay the course on putting the work out there so that the people can see, and it is. In other
words, action, no bag of mouth.
No, absolutely, neighbor. Because look, neighbor, it is beyond a shadow of a doubt, that every time the PNP has held power in this country, Jamaica popped down.
Every time the PNP hold power, Jamaica popped down.
Whenever they've left power, Jamaica is more impoverished. Jamaica is more insecure. So if that is out there, that objective fact, because it's not subject to what we feel or what we think. That is an objective fact. If you're checking out from 1962 to now, and you see that when you compare both parties when they're in power, who has done better for the economy of Jamaica? And we have to stress the economy, because if the economy is failing, nothing can go right.
Quite true.
The PNP are incapable. The PNP, because of their mindset, their socialist mindset, are incapable. Indeed, I would say it is impossible for them to manage an economy, modern or ancient. They cannot do it. Their mindset, their thinking is going to have to change. And what you said the other day is quite apt. A generation will have to die out for this country to really pick up speed. Because if you look at Jamaica as a relay team, and the two runners are the PNP and the JP, whenever that relay race is being run, whenever the PNP get the button, them drop it.
Yes.
Because as you said, the politics is about continuation.
Yes.
Building upon what the other party left. The PNP has never done that. They've always dropped the button whenever they've gotten it.
Uh-huh.
Right? That is an objective.
And then the party comes in, have to pick up the baton, which delays the race being completed. And that is what is happening.
That is what has happened.
Right.
Right? And what this is my saying, right? There's a saying, the people get the government they deserve, and rightly so. Because those 18 and a half years as bad as they were, it was a wake-up call for this country. We can look back with 2020 vision to see where we must not go again, what we must not do again. So you can see that as bad as it was, we deserved the 18 and a half years, right? Because it has made this government and people electing this government more resolute, right? To do what we can to support the government, to educate our colleagues, our family members, our friends, right? About the past and where we're coming from. Because history is very important. There's a reason why in Germany and Italy, they have banned, constitutionally banned the Nazi party and the fascist party. It is a constitutional law in those countries. Why? The damage that those two movements did, not only to those two countries, but to the entire world. And those governments have said, never again. Now, I am not saying that we need to constitutionally outlaw the PNP, even though they have been as destructive to the country as those systems were to those two countries, right? But until their mindset have changed, we should never allow them to hold on to the reins of power again in this country. Their mindset is what is leading them. You just mentioned a while ago, Mark Golding and his divisive posture. It is the mindset that has come out of the 70s that they're still holding on to. And that mindset, which socialist system in this world have succeeded? Name one.
None, sir.
Let's look at Argentina. Like Jamaica, they had a populist leader. We had Manley, they had Juan Perón. When Juan Perón took control of that country in the mid 20th century, Argentina was a wealthy country. They picked up this socialist policy and it has impoverished Argentina. It has wrecked Argentina. And the same thing happened in Jamaica in the 70s. Jamaica was on the right path out of independence. And we changed direction needlessly, following ridiculous ideologies. Right? That had no benefit for the Jamaican people. As a matter of fact, it impoverished us and broke us and broke our economy. Right? So back to my original argument. We must allow this government space to do what they want to do. Right? It has worked over the last 3 terms. Right? We are just coming out of an election. We are in a rebuilding mode coming out of Melissa. Right? We cannot go down the rabbit hole of every mischief, every misinformation that comes out on social media. And it's deliberate that the government should go and waste energy and time now to debunk it. And you will not debunk it. Because those who are grabbed on and latched onto it will not let it go, because that's just their MO. That's their mindset. We shouldn't waste time on trying to convert those. You're not going to convert them. Right? Continue to do his best. The Prime Minister should, because others are doing their worst right now. The Prime Minister should continue doing his best to build Jamaica and make it a safe and prosperous country.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Very good intervention.
Thank you so very much.
And sorry about you were calling earlier and I couldn't take it, but thanks for persisting.
I understand. Yeah, man, no problem.
I have your number, sir, and I'd love to talk to you about this a little bit more. Okay. When government abandons its core function, the core function of government, you see, is it is a custodian of life. Think about that. that the government is a custodian of life. The government is also a custodian of dignity. This is my personal position. I don't think the PNP in its present form should be allowed to come back into power. Some of the same people that are responsible for hurting Jamaica are now seeking power. That's not right. It's not right. The doctor who prescribed the bad medicine, you don't go back to that doctor. Don't go back to him. And the PNP prescribed bad medicine for Jamaica. And the bad medicine that they gave Jamaica is still hurting our belly. We still sick. Sick of it. Jamaica is still suffering from the bad medicine administered by the People's National Party over the 18 and a half years. Bad medicine. Governments are custodians of life. Governments are custodians of dignity. Governments are custodians of what is called intergenerational possibility. Intergenerational possibility. And when governments damage a country, it goes beyond economics. The 1970s economic gutting and the 18 and a half years of policy drift, what he's talking about, that culminated in the collapse of the country's gross domestic product, means that the capital, that human capital collapsed. And a little accident there. Human capital collapsed. And when human capital collapsed, education collapsed. Food security collapsed. The stability of families collapsed. Mental health is a casualty. And what that creates is a undereducated generation whose cost Jamaica is still paying. Jamaica today is a suffering society, you know, because the country has not healed from the malaise. Wholeness is administering a different kind of medication, and the kind of medication that Wholeness is administering is to stable the country before we can say, yeah, we are recovered now, so we can start grow. It's a fascinating discussion to have, because your state is the guardian of becoming. It acts like a parent. A parent is the guardian of the child's becoming. In other words, the child's destiny is largely part of how the parent grows the child, you know. the guardian of the nation's destiny. And by God, the PNP has destroyed the becoming of the nation. The state exists to secure life. The state exists to secure property, to secure order. And when the state fails, war of all evil against all, war of all evil against all, that moves from the street, violence on the street to economic violence. And that is what FinSAC was. FinSAC was economic violence. 40,000 businesses and livelihood seized. That's bad stewardship. That's poor prescription. And those wounds have not been healed. Give me a second. And if anyone think that those wounds have been healed, you make a sad mistake. The country is still suffering. Frank Fanon talks about colonial wounds. Colonial wounds, which were 300 years of enslavement. And when you add to that post-colonial mismanagement, it creates what is called a collective psychosis. A collective psychosis. Post-colonialism with colonial mismanagement. Colonial mismanagement and post-colonial mismanagement. Collective psychosis. It's a national failure. And that national failure breeds individual hopelessness. And that hopelessness shows up as a mental health crisis because it leads to generational apathy. The spirit of Jamaicans were broken. And when you break the spirit of a nation, it is psychological. It don't come back in 10 years. Andrew Holness is not to be blamed. Andrew Holness is the repairer of the breach. He's the fixer. Andrew Holness is the repairer of a breach, a failure of the state having to deal with the colonial wounds and the post-colonial mismanagement. Holness is a bridge. Nationalization, confronted with private capital, foreign exchange shortage, gutted the economy in the 1970s. And let me tell you this as I close. There is what is called the sociological multiplier. The sociological multiplier. Let me give you an example. Think about education. When you have capital flight and you have austerity, it means that schools, textbooks, teacher training, teacher salaries stalled. In other words, there is a cohort. Cohort is a group of students there is a cohort that lost quality schooling right when they should have been building their skills. There are many Jamaicans who were not able to finish their education, you know, drop out of school. Many girls got pregnant, not because they wanted a baby, but because the state was failing them. Them drop out of school, get pregnant, the state is failing them. Think about public health. When the public health system is strained, malnutrition, because food imports got scarce. So in the 70s, when they were marrying pads with what? What they were marrying pads with? Milk? Women in this country had to be using cloth as sanitary napkins. Think about that. Think about having a state that allows its women to not be able to get napkins to buy. That is true. That happens in this country, you know. And so people lost the ability to feed themselves. And what happened is that there was a shift from rights to survival. Why do you think we have such a bulging informal economy? Why? Why do you think there are so many people on the streets selling? You know why? It's not because they can't get a job, you know. It is because they don't trust the system. They don't trust the system. Male migration, economic stress broke the structures of society, of the families. Men had to run away from their women. Run away. Abandonment created a survival mindset, and it is passed down. When the state fails, a society needs generations to recover. And there are many people living in Jamaica today. Your life would have been better, but the state failed you. Failed you. And here you are today, wherever you are, trying to get it together. You would have been better off. I'm not proud to tell you this. Parents who lost business couldn't pay for school fees, so their children pulled out of school. Drop out. I told you earlier when I did CXC, my mother could only pay for 5 subjects. I could have done 7, but he couldn't afford the other 2. People were sent to hustle. That's your undereducated generation alive today. Less maths, more survival maths. That is your undereducated society today. So what the PNP created was an undereducated society. And that is the people today living. Government can't protect me, people said. It becomes the core of their belief. So it leads to distrust. And so we created this informal economy, and every man for himself. Ethics. And that erodes civic life for decades. So the fabric of the society is torn. The cost to the nation is beyond dollars. It's not about the money. It's not about money, you know. Because it's intergenerational. Undereducated parents produce undereducated children. That's a 30 to 40 year lag. We're living it now. When the state fails, trust dies. People stop believing. Institutions can't work. Hard to build a nation without trust. Post-traumatic stress disorder was a feature. PTSD. On a national scale, Jamaicans stress out. Anxiety, depression, aggression, and just individual. They are policy receipts. So when you talk to Jamaicans today and they're so aggressive, it's part of the pain that they had to go through. Anyway, I chat too much. FK, not you. On fire, chat too much, not you. I'm gonna leave it there. Want to thank you so much for spending a little time with us this Sunday night. And TV man, you still there? No, I think he left. All right. Yeah, you're still there, man. Yes.
Yeah, man.
All right. Wrap up for me, no? Wrap up now, yeah.
I'm just happy to see that what I'm main thing I like to see that they can't talk about Jamaica running away again.
Yes.
Jamaica are coming back home. People are coming back home.
Yes.
I see a lot of people are coming back home, and the statistics show that a lot of people are coming back home.
Yes.
So these people swing on a lot of things. Them swing on crime, it no work no more for them. And them just a jump from narrative to narrative to narrative. And now, when the Jamaicans are coming back home now, and it is showing very good statistics, what are they going to swing at?
Yes.
They have to move on from the personality thing. And then what I realize with these people, it's like, as soon as the Prime Minister have some people in the country or have something to meet with some high-tech people, these are them jump out with a lot of things. Like them try to embarrass the Prime Minister, them try. But people are seeing good things of the country. So they don't need to listen to them. You don't see this man like when the Prime Minister having something that he would be around or come around and, you know, get to know what is going on. Him just have a bunch of people who just drop a conclusion. The ship come here the other day, they just drop a conclusion. And our own Jamaican is on the ship. Our own born Jamaican is on the ship. Work on that ship. They don't want to know that, neighbor. They don't want to know that, you know. They just want to know so they must say something bad. I don't know. Maybe, I tell you what. I think because of the social media likes. And the likes everybody's running for, and they follow and people come out and say, oh, they might be follow that when they come like when you talk, I mean like these things about it. But they're not follow the truth. They just follow because of narrative and social media like and TikTok like and get some view, get some things up and say, yeah, you know, they're doing something. It can't be the truth.
Yeah. Well.
Following the truth, then we need to find it.
TV man, great talking to you. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself.
Definitely.
All right, great.
All right,
my friends.
I'll show the video tomorrow.
Yes, of course.
The video that you can see them. The video them tomorrow. Yes. So let's see the video tomorrow. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. YouTube, thank you so much for joining. Please join me tomorrow at 7 o'clock when I'll have much more for you. Okay. Keep tuned to this program. We do the best to keep you informed, updated, and we're not just chat. We have conversations that matter. Have a great night, you too. Take care of yourself.